Today, we're going to dive into a natural health philosophy that has a very specific way of looking at wellness. We're talking about the Neill method. At its heart, it's all built on a few really core ideas: that our bodies have a plan, that we are literally designed to heal ourselves, and that our daily choices, well, they're the ultimate key. So let's see how this all fits together.
Everything starts with this one powerful idea. This is really the cornerstone of the entire philosophy. It completely flips the script on how we think about getting sick. Instead of seeing it as just bad luck or some random misfortune, this framework says, no, it's a deliberate, predictable outcome. It's a direct message from your body.
All right, so to really get a handle on this method, we have to start with its first big idea, which is a complete reframing of what disease even is. And trust me, this is a fundamental paradigm shift.
So here's where you can really see the contrast. On one hand, you have the conventional victim model, where our body is just this passive thing getting attacked by outside germs. But this philosophy, it proposes something totally different, an ecosystem model. In this view, disease isn't some outside attack at all. It's the body's own response to its internal environment. So the focus shifts away from the pathogen itself and onto the terrain, or the conditions inside our body.
This leads to a pretty radical conclusion when you think about symptoms. A fever, a cough, inflammation. In this framework, those aren't the problem. They're actually seen as intelligent signals. They're the body's planned, logical response to an underlying imbalance, something this philosophy calls a broken law. Okay, so if the body is an ecosystem with a plan, the next logical question is, what's driving that plan? And that brings us to the second core concept. The idea that the body isn't just passive, it's actively and intelligently designed to heal itself. The curriculum actually gives this concept a specific name: innate intelligence. The core belief here is simple: our bodies are hardwired to heal. All the systems for repair, for maintenance, for getting back to balance, they're already built right in. They just need the right conditions and the right raw materials to do their job.
And this is the crucial point, right? If you accept the premise that the body is designed to work perfectly, then chronic illness can't be seen as some kind of design flaw. From this perspective, it has to be the result of something getting in the way of that design, some external factor, one of those broken laws related to our lifestyle or environment that's stopping the body from healing itself. So this is where it all becomes practical. If healing really depends on following the body's rules, well, what are those rules? This next part lays out what's considered the non-negotiable blueprint for creating the right conditions for health.
And to make these laws easy to remember and apply, the curriculum uses a really simple and honestly pretty effective mnemonic: sustain me. Each letter stands for one of the core pillars that are said to hold up the body's natural ability to function and heal. And here it is, the full framework. It covers the essentials you might expect, right? Things like sunshine for vitamin D, proper nutrition and exercise, but it also includes principles like moderation, for giving your metabolism a rest, and trust, which is framed within this curriculum as a key tool for managing stress. The big idea is that each one of these 8 laws provides a critical ingredient the body absolutely needs to carry out its self-healing plan.
Now, the principles of abstain and moderation, they get combined into one really key tenet called temperance, and it's defined very, very specifically. This is not just everything in moderation. No. This philosophy draws a hard line. It's about the total avoidance of things that are considered harmful, and the moderate use of things that are considered good.
So, what does this philosophy actually consider harmful? Well, the curriculum is very clear about it. Substances like caffeine, alcohol, and refined sugars are pointed to as things that should be completely avoided. Why? Because they're believed to disrupt the body's natural electrical and hormonal balance.
So we've got the paradigm, we've got the principle of innate intelligence, and we have the 8 laws. The final piece of the puzzle is all about your role in this. This is where the philosophy really aims to empower you to become proactive in your own healing journey.
The real call to action here is to shift your mindset from being a passive patient to an active investigator, a health detective. So instead of just treating or suppressing a symptom, like popping a pill for a headache, the goal is to ask, wait a second, why is the headache even here? What is my body trying to tell me? And this framework lays out a pretty clear 3-step detective process. It all starts with step 1, identify the symptom. That means really listening to what your body's trying to say. Then comes step 2, the investigation. This is all about connecting that symptom back to one of those 8 laws. Could it be a lack of sleep, dehydration? And finally, step 3 is to stop interrupting the plan. Basically, remove the obstacle, stop breaking that specific law, and just let the body's innate intelligence get back to doing its job.
And in the end, the entire philosophy really comes down to this one single, reflective question. It turns the focus squarely back on us, on our individual, daily choices. It positions personal responsibility and living in alignment with these natural laws as the ultimate keys to wellness.